Hello, if you're back. If you're back, say hello. I don't know. It looks as if Facebook was doing some sort of update, because that's what was happening on my iPad at the same time. So it seems to have thrown it out. But it looks as if we're working now. Again, everything on my side, it's fine. But I think life has just decided to make things very difficult for me at the moment. So hopefully, no, it's still saying waiting for live. Honestly, this is an absolute, I don't know. We don't know what's going on. It's running absolutely fine on mine. Let's try YouTube. Right, let's see. I'm going to check now. So I'm just checking YouTube. Sorry, guys, I'm being very quiet. Howdy doodly do, Anne? I don't know. I do not understand what's going on here, because it's saying we are broadcasting out at the right strength and everything. And it's just constantly Facebook kicking out. So I'm hoping you can actually see me. It just says the broadcast is waiting for a signal. Let's see. No, that's not what I wanted. Honestly. Sorry about this, guys. I'm just trying to work out what's going on with Facebook. It's being absolutely abysmal to me. And it's just constantly freezing. But it isn't freezing on here. So I'm going to carry on regardless, hopefully. Because I think that's one of the best ways to do it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to be doing a demo. Let's move on and let's just zoom that in a little bit. I wanted to show you mixing the two together. There we go. So I wanted to show you mixing the two, the different styles together and how they work. So what I've started with is I've started here with a 6x6 piece of card. So Frankie says it's stuck. Can you let me know if you can see this? It looks as if it's just sticking on here, but it's not on the signal. So I don't understand what's going on. We have not had these problems for a long time. So Irene's saying still frozen. Right, guys. What I'm going to have to do, if you're listening, because this is just completely going out and timing out and everything, I'm going to try and redo this tomorrow night. So I'm going to probably try and redo it all tomorrow night, because this is just not working at all tonight. Everything is constantly freezing up. YouTube's freezing exactly the same. And I know that what I'm looking at now is a lot behind. Someone says it's working okay now. So let's have a go. So I hope you can see. So what I'm going to do is, we'll keep going through. Wendy says it's okay. And Nicola says it's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking from that beautiful Leaves card maker, and I've got myself a 6x6 square of card. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually putting that into the frame on the middle of it. Yeah. Oh, Helen Louise is back. Hello. Or here. So what I'm doing, for anyone who didn't join us a while ago or has missed it, what we're actually doing is this midweek catch-up is all about trying to give you some updates on the different products available on the Art of Craft, regardless of where we've launched them. So we've launched them in lots of different places. So we've launched things here on the Art of Craft. We've launched things on. We've launched things on. I can't think of the right word. Yeah. So we've launched things on Hobbycraft TV, and so this is an update as to what's available now on Art of Craft, so what products you can get. So Anne Mojo says, waving me flags and shining a light in case they can see my signal. Sarah Jane says it's okay, so that's good. So you're a little bit behind me, but not massively. So what I've done is I've cut that leaves frame out, and this is so delicate, and the fact it leaves that panel hanging is just so nice. For a card on its own, for a simple card, and we did launch this was launched on Hobbycraft TV, so you may have missed the fact that it's available here on the Art of Craft. I think this is absolutely gorgeous, and using it just like that is beautiful, but we can mix and match the two together. Yeah, so we can mix and match the two together. And so I'm just going to see if, no, I can't speed it up at all. YouTube is working on mine, Christine. You might need to go out and come back in, but I think you're about a minute behind me. So if anyone's wondering, you're about a minute behind me. Yeah, so it could be the weather, but I think what's happened is Facebook's done an update while we're going live, and it's thrown everything out. So you can see that I've got that beautiful frame, and I'm going to you straight away go leaves. Oh, you want to do that in green or something? No, I'm going to go dramatic. So I'm going with black. And one of the things I want to do that I love about this is I'm going to foam mount this over the black. So what I've done is I've cut down, so I've cut my white square to 6 by 6. I've then cut the black to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And the reason is so that it doesn't peep over the edge, because I really want to play with the different colours and things like that. So Carol says, but Carol Byers says it's working this end. Carol, how's your foot? I've not asked for weeks. How are you getting on? I hope you're okay. So there we go. I'm just going to pop that on top. There we go. But how dramatic is that? And I love the fact that it floats. And if you notice, it's not connected everywhere. It's very delicate, but yet it still sits flat and floats. Now, this is what I was saying earlier, is that the whole idea is these sentiments, so the sentiment dies, will actually fit with any of them. So I'm going to move it now and change the sentiment. And so I'm going into the sentiment dies, and I'm going to go with the happy birthday that's got the same shrunk down leaves. Now, I've already cut this so that you can see it. And I've got another option I want to show you as well afterwards. So, but what I've done is I've cut that. Can you see there how it's the same leaves? It just really work. Yeah. John's show is brought to you via the round window. I love that. And that's classic. That is classic. So what I want to do is I'm going to now introduce some colour into here. Yeah, so I've cut a white square to fit, but I'm going to bring in, you can see it at the side, this cheeky, bright pink colour. So all I need to do, because then we're going to make this pop, and it shows how everything's designed to go together. So I'm just going to measure that space, and what are we? Oh, it's basically nearly an inch. It couldn't be exactly in a piece of card in this beautiful sort of, it's not a hot pink, it's a thing, and I'm cutting it to nearly an inch. So I'm going, right, that's a little bit too wide still, so just trim a little bit off. Can't always get the measurements right. Yeah. Oh, Linda says YouTube's working here. YouTube's working here. I've got Marilyn and Sharon have both said hello and all okay now, so thank you guys. Right, I can't keep doing this. I've got to stop keeping open the ones that I have used to death. I've done so much prep, and when you're prepping, I use so much glue glaze. It's crazy, which is why I have so many open. Oh, Christine's found us again. Yay, we're still here. Is the foam tape? I don't know. You would need to contact Jackie. You would need to give Penny or Jane a ring at the Art of Craft to find out about the foam tape, because they don't always have it in. So if you're wanting to get it from the Art of Craft and add it to your order, if you can't find it on the website, give them a ring, and they will let you know. So I don't know that one, sorry. Oh, there we go. This is the new one I opened. So I've just put that strip of that pink there against the middle, so that sentiment really pops. And then I've got a square of white, and I'm just going to put that on. But that, I mean, I would think I could do that, and have a card. And it's just using the sentiments. And I think I'd have a really nice card. Crafter says she's managed to find us on the phone, but can't find you on iPad. No, we think what's happened, Crafter, is that the Facebook has done an update. It sent an update out at the same time as we're going live, and that's thrown everything out because my iPad just said, oh, it's updating Facebook when I came off of YouTube on it. So I think that's what's happened. Thank you. Dawn says she loves these colours. I love these colours. Remember, all the card I'm using, and I don't say this because, oh, you know, add more in your basket, but always remember, go over £20, it's free P&P over £20 on the Art of Craft. All the card I'm using is all our own card, not because, and I've got, if you look, I don't know if you can see it now, I have to go this way, look, I have got, whoa, lots of card. But all of that virtually is Art of Craft and Craft 2. Yeah. It's all from the same, so it's all from the same source. So I've got lots of card, but I always seem to go back to our essential card and our canvas card. So I'm using the pink is the pink from our Deep Reds canvas card collection. And the black and the white are obviously our essential card, and that's a coconut, you know what that's like. So, really nice, and I could just go really simply. And I'm going to pop it on, and just pop it onto card blank. But to me, it's missing something. But this is how you can get a really complex looking mantelpiece pleasing card really simply. Because I feel like that pink is really shouting at you, yeah? We want to bring some more on. Shirley, the sentiments launched, I think, last week, Shirley. That's what we're all... So Shirley Nugent's just asked. She asked a question by putting the Q in. Are those sentiments new tonight? They may be new to you tonight. They were only launched about a week ago. I think they were launched last Sunday. So, the midweek catch-up, the idea is that this show is all about showing you all the products that have launched in the last few weeks, last sort of 6 weeks, across, or what are back in stock, across the Art of Craft, whether it's been launched on Hobbycraft or wherever else. So they're all things that are new. They're not as in new tonight, but they're all new within the last few weeks. So what I want to do is, and it shows you a little bit how pedantic I am with sizing. Because look, the 6x4 frame fits exactly that pattern. I've zoomed out a little bit too much, haven't I? Let's go out. Oh no, let's go out a little bit. There we go. Let's go a little bit more. I'm being careful not to pop my tummy on the table so you see that. But can you see that fits exactly? So we can play with that frame. So I'm going to grab a piece of that beautiful pink card. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down to just over 6 inches. I'm going to trim it in half. So it's 4 1/8, because I know I've got space with this littler frame. And I'm going to cut 2 at the same time, yeah? Can I put the link up again? Of course I can, Jane. Sorry. I'm not doing my job right. As Leslie said last week and said to me earlier, as Leslie said to me earlier, she wishes she lived closer because she'd pop round and do all the links and everything for me. So I'm going to cut 2 frames together at the same time. We're just going to play. And I've not tried this card out, but I've got an idea of it working in my head. So let's see. I'm not going to get anywhere near the number of demos done tonight. But remember, I'm back on at 7. So remember, I'm back on at 7 for Craft Cave Live, over on the same YouTube channel, but over on John Next Door Official on Facebook. Let's hope that one's not updating as well at the same time. But we'll see. So I've cut my 2 frames. This is what I love about the frame makers. Not only do you get an exact size each time, and you do get the exact size every single time you cut it, they've been made of high quality steel with that Teflon coating, so that you can easily cut 2 at the same time. And look, you don't lose any stitch detail. So all I want to do now is to run foam tape, and this is probably the thinnest frame maker I'll do, because anything thinner than that you couldn't get the tape on. Is there a link for the workshop? Nicola, can you put a link on for the workshop if I promise to love you till Thursday? So remember, you do need to get that ordered tonight or first thing in the morning for us to get it out for you first class, so that you can do the class on Saturday, because you get everything you need. So let's have a look. I'll have a look because I'm getting better. I'm getting cleverer at this. So you look at foam tape while I look this to see if I can help Amanda. I'm not the best. Workshops. Bookable workshops. Craft along with John. Where are we? Zoom 29th of November. Online workshop 25th of October. There isn't a link. You're going to need to ring them. Only on a Thursday. No, until Thursday. So, right, Amanda, I can't find the link. I think they might have closed it online. So you need to ring the shop at 10 a.m. after 10 a.m. in the morning to see if they can add you onto it. There is a video which I filmed twice because I got it wrong. Our Junie will tell you. There's full instructions with it as well. So if you haven't got the pack in time for the class, you can watch along and then do it when you get it. But if you want it now, give them a ring in the morning and see if there's any chance of them doing you a first class send out of it. They might do if they're nice. So all I'm going to do is take off my foam tape. Yeah, no, Nicola, I've just looked. I can't find it either. I think Charles has taken it off, bless him. So what I'm going to do is evenly, top and bottom, put 1 frame on. Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to take the foam tape off the 2 side pieces and add another layer. Now this seems crazy, but this will keep the frame looking right. But thanks, our Nicola. That's very kind of a Nicola. Bless her, goes to Australia on Sunday or Monday. Have a wonderful time, Nick. Hopefully you can pop in and say hello to Craft Cave at some point while you're over there. But right, what I'm going to do then is go over the top. Again, evenly framing that pattern. But because I've got 2 layers there and 1 layer there, it stands proud. All I need to do is to just slide in a little extra piece in the middle of that frame, and the same on the other side, just to keep it looking right, just so that it stays at the right level. So go in, come on. This is why die cuts to me are so important. But there, we've really made a statement. That's something that people will really not know how you've done. I think they'll really struggle with it. So I can then, you wouldn't think black, white and hot pink is not something that I would ever think of as a colour combination. But I looked at it earlier and thought, this is just perfect. So we're mixing together here that beautiful leaves frame along with the 6x4 frame makers, and I'm only using one of them. I'm using the smaller one. But remember, if you did just want one of them, if you wanted just this stitched one, you can get the stitched one, and they are just £17.99 each. Again, available on the Art of Craft, if on the page link that we sent out, if you want the individuals. So there we go. So all I'm going to do is a large and a large from the corner, a small and a small, and I'm using the vine leaves here. There we go. And make sure you actually press it down. You don't just leave it floating on top like I did, like an idiot. And then obviously glue gel to put these flowers on. Right, here we go. So this is the thing about the glue gel. If you do make a mistake, like I've done, where I've not squeezed any out, and so I've got a bit of a blob in there, you can do one or two things: really squeeze, or take something like a paintbrush and just push that blockage in. What actually happens is it will then start to run perfectly, and that blockage will melt inside. I mean, it may just pop itself out at the end, but it doesn't usually. It just melts. So I know before, when we've had the old glue gel, what you've had to do a lot of the time is, if it starts to get bunged up, that's it, you've had it, and you've got to start cutting it up to get it to work. Well, we don't, because it's now running, actually running better than it ever has. So I'm just going to put 3 flowers. I've just cut one set of the dogwood, and it's completely, and it makes me 6 flowers if I just pair the petals up. But there we go, mixing the two. And I think that's really strong, personally, and really dramatic, and probably not the sort of colour mix or thing I would do. But that looks as if it's taken more. Remember, we've done this from scratch. So we've done this from scratch, and this looks as if it's taken you a couple of hours. Yes, I have my flowers and leaves already cut, but apart from that, this has taken about 20 minutes. And it's so easy to do. Oh, Nicola says it's 1 AM to watch and catch up with us all. So don't do that, Nicola. Please don't. Honestly, that would be very, very unfair for you to stay up at that time. But it's a really dramatic card. But I wanted to say, and Mountjoy says, so annoying when the syringe is blocked and you have to throw it away. But the new one is so much better. It is so much better. I don't even worry about my syringe. I don't know how long this has been in my cupboard, and it's got no lid. It never has a lid. And I just literally, if I can't get that, if I can't get my finger in, look, I'll just put my poker tool in, pull my bung out, and watch. Look. It's completely back. It doesn't dry all the way down. It's such a different product. So what I have done, and I wanted to show you this already, is I've done the same idea, but just to show a simpler version. So all I've done here is I cut both dies into a piece of card. Sarah Jane says, looks very oriental in black and red. If you did that in pure red and black and white, it would look so oriental. It really would. It would look really Japanese. So all I've done is cut that. It's same square, 6x6. I would use the die, but I'm going to be quick. And all I'm going to do this time is just cut myself a little 2-inch, 2 1/4, 2 1/8 square of the pink to put that on. So a little bit of glue glaze. I'm being very good now. I'm binning the ones that have run out. So I've only got 1 active, which means I'm going to have to order some more. There might be an order incoming, Jane. for more glue and more coconut white card. I'm nearly through the 40 packs I bought last month. Oh, Jan, I went to refill my syringe and it broke. Oh, sorry, Jan. Mine's been absolutely fine. But it is one of the reasons why we sell them in packs of 3, I think, because they're not the strongest. So, love that. Then, just take a piece of black. Let's cut it to the right-ish size. We're putting the black on. So I'm going to spray glue this for speed and to make it quicker for myself. I've got so many different, I've got so many different bits prepped that I was going to show you tonight. So sorry, the internet's played us up. But please watch on Craft Cave, and I will carry on Craft Cave at 7. So you can make the same idea really, really quickly. And that can go straight onto a card blank and be done. So you can take it. No one would ever think that that's the same background or the same piece. Oh, it was when I pulled the plunger out, it left a piece inside. What you do is, that's like a rubber cap, Jan. Put your poker tool in and pull the black rubber cap out and then put it back on. Yeah, I mean, I don't bother with it on mine. I pulled the rubber cap off, look, and I don't use it anymore. I just use the plastic. But yeah, take that bit out and you can make it fix. There's 2 completely different looks that we can do with that. And I'm going to try and run through what can I do quickly. Well, I thought I'd do. Shall we do this one? We shall do this one. So what I've done here is I've just taken the pattern. So I've taken the die. So this is the Cardmaker Leaves die. And this has the 4 separate panels. Yeah? So this has the 4 separate panels, which make the most beautiful leaves. But look what you get when you cut them together. So you get this beautiful pattern. But if you look at your frame, oh, we've got corners. Yeah? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dies and I'm going to cut more to give me a different pattern. So I'm going to put both of them together. So when you're doing this, always stick your dies together. Yeah, like that. And we're going to put that into there. Okay. And this is something that I know worries a lot of people. Is having dies that cut into nothing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. Yeah. Is there any new sentiments coming? I love the idea of the frame makes and sentiments. There is another frame coming. There's another card maker die coming, which has another sentiment. And then we are going to look for next year of doing another set of sentiments. Our Leslie's asked for circle ones. So I think we're going to do a set of circle sentiments that will fit these dies. That will fit the card maker and the frame maker dies. So you can see here, I'm just going to take that down. And don't be worried about taping it onto the card and hurting anything. And I'm simply going to run that through and cut that. So I'm taking it that little bit further. Look, I mean, look at that pattern. You'd be amazed what the pattern you get when you actually go this far. So that's just going through. I've got my frame made with my beautiful frame maker. So I've made my slightly smaller one with the stitch detail. I was going to show you the thing tonight as well, wasn't I? So join me in Craft Cave and we'll see what we can get done. We'll see what else we can play with. So just like that, a little bit of foam tape because I need foam tape because it's just a need. I had to order another 5 rolls this week. Although I do have workshops in person in October in the Art of Craft down in Frimley or Farnborough, and then I've got one in Louth, I think, as well. So here we go, let's take this out. Oh, bless Anne. So, Amanda, next year could we have Christmas sentiments? Christmas sentiments are coming. They're not designed to fit exactly in here, but for next year, I don't see any reason why we couldn't have Christmas sentiments to fit in here. What you have to do, Amanda, is remind me, because I have the worst memory in the world. And then I'll say I'll do something, and I genuinely mean it, and then I forget. So you have to keep reminding me when I'm doing the drawing for next Christmas, which will probably be, hopefully, back in January again. We might be back to the normal schedule of when I draw next year. I hope so. And if you'd like to see, please let me know if you'd like to see a big version of this year's Christmas stockings next year. Because I've had one I'd really like to do, and I need lots of people to say, oh yes, please. But look at the different pattern you're getting. Look at that. So there is a pattern that just really wouldn't exist. Or what I'm going to do is that, because I thought, how different does that look? Yeah. Oh, Tina says, when are the new sentiments coming? Love the idea. Right, new sentiments will be, a good few months, because it takes a while. But the new Christmas sentiments will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. So keep your eye out for that. So I'm just going to frame that piece. Love that. Really do. And then take your scissors and undercut. Right, we are quickly running out of time on this week's catch-up. So thank you for joining me. I hope you've liked the new products, or the sort of back in stocks, or the now available products, I don't know what to call them, that we've launched tonight, or that we've been going through tonight. If there is anything that you fancy, then please click through the link onto the Art of Craft and help yourself. Remember, it's free P&P over £20. So I'm going to use that piece of scrap there. So remember, it's free P&P over £20. So, you know, if you're getting just one thing, add something else into your basket, because it's daft to pay £3.49 when you can get when you can have something worth £3.49 for the thing. Maureen, so love the Christmas stocking. You all need to let Jane know on Saturday on the Zoom class that you love the Christmas stocking and you'd like a bigger one. Jane, if you're watching, sorry, but I think that I've not got time to finish it, but obviously I would mat that onto some more of that, some white and some more of that card, and then I would just add some flowers across the top. But when is the haberdashery set coming? Soon. Soon. Nicola, have you sent me your haberdashery? I think we said after you get back, but if you have done any, can you send them before you go? Because we might actually launch it a little bit earlier than I thought. So we might actually launch it at the beginning of October. Sorry. But if you haven't, don't worry. Tina fancies the lottery win. I think we all do, Tina. Then I could craft all day. No, but I do that anyway. Wouldn't change much. So I really hope you've enjoyed tonight's show. If you can, join me in 5 minutes time or 4 minutes time over on John Next Door Official for Craft Cave Live. Thank you for joining me tonight. I really hope there's something that's taken your fancy, and if not, don't worry, we don't mind. You can tune in anyway, and hopefully we will be doing one of these midweek catch-ups again soon, but we'll let you know. Take